Gyepi day message and bands. Gyepi morning, Gyepi evening, Gyepi afternoon, whatever Gyepi may be working the best for you. This fox has decided to prepare the things in advance. And guess what? She made another not so wise decision. She decided to pick the ice cream for later to snack on during the stream. And guess what happened while she was preparing? Thank you for the headbutt. The ice cream melted. Have a nice day. A Gyepi day, cinnamon buns. So I'm here with my melted ice cream to continue together with you the visual novel. I have no idea if we'll be able to complete it today, but I hope we will. Yeah, very nice beginning as per usual here. Yeah, now it's basically cream, but before it was ice cream. Me is ready to continue. Why is the follower go over there yet? Goodness. Wait a second. By the way, I updated the goal already to 150 cinnamon buns. And I'll be thinking these days what to do to celebrate, to have a little celebration for them. For the reached goal of 100 cinnamon buns. Yay! So far we just want to celebrate Baba's birthday first. And then proceed with our celebration, alright? If I manage to get a proper sleep, 100th part, I will host the Baba birthday stream tomorrow during day. Yeah, I did go to sleep like earlier yesterday, since I did not stream. But guess what? The burglar issue is still all over the town here. Like the fact that in this building we do hear sounds as if they were to happen in our own apartment is not a good thing. Like each time I heard someone use the keys of the door or open the windows, I was freaking out. But like subconsciously, so like each time I was falling asleep, I jolted. With a pain in my chest due to the scare. So you can imagine my sleep after jolting like that, like at least 10 times. Not a good one, indeed not a good one. Like I always do freak out about that balcony that I mentioned. Basically, if they do enter on the balcony, they can even enter from a tiny window, so not looking forward to that. You need either some earbuds with some noise cancellation or just meditation. Yeah, true. I did not really consider the earbuds, even though it sounds like the simplest solution. Might try also some chamomile tea, perhaps. It used to knock me off totally before sleep. So, let's proceed with the game so that we can see the whereabouts of our witch here. One of my longtime con friend used them when it's quite noisy. Oh, I see. That's totally valid, yeah. Sounds like a solution. Thank you, Sima. Okay. Let's see what happens now. Please, Gyepi, trust me, you don't want to remember. Remember. I don't think I have the strength to do this. Gyepi, please, I don't want. Also, I noticed that my mic filters were on point, but just when I used to talk with a lower voice, it quite got cut off. Like especially when I was playing the bug demo, where I was the bug. What was it called again? Goodness. Wait, forgot. Tracks of Thought it was, yeah, I was rewatching the VOD and I saw that issue. I should have fixed it, however, now. I hope. I ran some tests before, so... Okay, when I open my eyes again, I'm still on the university campus. Despite the unusual silence, everything seems absolutely normal. The place is deserted, except for a young girl sitting on one of the benches in front of the entrance. As per usual, please let me know if there are any audio issues here. Okay. For the sound levels, that is. Oh! Oh, there we go. Gyepi, you came, finally. She's so pretty. Quality screenshots sound good to me. Okay, good to know, thank you. I really like her haircut. And also how tidy she looks. With the scarf and whatnot. Comfy yet a bit elegant, perhaps. To the girl, she looks familiar. Oh, who are you? I look down at my unharmed right arm, without a trace of blood. Was she the one who treated me? And most importantly, where is Evelyn? Yeah. Where is Evelyn? You're with her, aren't you? The girl flinches at my snarky and unnecessarily threatening tone. Gyepi, it's me. Eva. Eva? Eva? What? Eva from the social studies class? Is that you? Eva nods and a sad smile froze on her face. Yes, I think something really bad happened to her and we forgot even. What the heck? We mentioned it many times that we are all in the class guilty. But then the people silenced us and proceeded to talk about who did what. But I remember we stated many times that we are all guilty. Oh we, what did happen? Eva, just a student in the same class as me. I think we've actually been in the same class since high school, but I've never really talked to her. A nice girl, but very discreet, very shy. That's me, without my witch look. My fists clench at the mention of Evelyn. Don't tell me that, you're Evelyn! Eva shakes her head gently. Evelyn doesn't exist, she's just one of my appearances, created from figments of imagination. I don't understand it anymore. If Evelyn doesn't exist, then... Are you kidding me? Who killed Emma then? And then, Jessica, everybody. Who is the murderer guilty of all this killing, huh? Eva looks down and a few tears appear in her big eyes. It's more complicated than that. It's you who did all this. You look so much like her. I can't believe I didn't realize it sooner. Eva does share a number of traits with Evelyn for sure. Younger, softer, more human. Like she's just Evelyn's little sister. I'm responsible for all of Evelyn's actions, that's right. That trash, that filthy trash. My jaw twitches painfully in anger. And now that you've revealed your true identity to me, do you really think I won't try to slaughter you? What exactly do you expect? I'm about to pounce on her to hurt her badly. To avenge all those who died because of Evelyn, because of Eva. You wanted to know the truth, you wanted to remember, then I'll tell you everything, and after that, to remember, it's true that Evelyn gave me the choice. I want to understand why. Why all this horror? Why? Eva lowers her eyes to the ground again. All third-year students always go on a trip organized by the university. The school trip is coming back to me now. Ours took place very recently, just a few... Ouch! I wince under the sensation of a searing pain that immediately disappears. For us social studies students, the plan was to go visit a historical site in the mountains. The mountains, I remember talking about it with Emma. She was adamant that we go to the hot springs right next to... Ouch! The pain shoots through my skull again. Whenever I focus too much on this trip, I immediately feel... There were about 60 of us who signed up, so the university had reserved a single bus for our class. The bus! I was dying to go sit next to Dan, but Emma had firmly insisted that we stay together for the entire... Ouch! The pain came back again, even sharper. The bus. Ah! I feel like my forehead is about to split in two. The pain is becoming more and more intolerable. The bus... Eva looks at me with a compassionate expression. Are they going for a grisaille moment? As mentioned, I did not read it yet, so I'm not sure what you mean. Ooey. The pain must be terrible. Try to focus on my voice only. There is a road where a bus crashes. Oh my! Try to focus on my voice only. I'm going to remind you of the truth that your brain is trying to hide from you. Very sad, painful part. I can imagine. Eva inhales deeply and keeps her eyes closed for a moment. The bus never reached its destination. There was an accident during our climb. A rock fall. Screams. And my hand tightening around mine. The intensity of the pain goes up another notch. One of the larger rocks hit us head-on. Under the force of the impact, the bus was thrown into the ravine. Gyepi, we all died on that fateful day. What? A flash of pain appears in front of my eyes and almost makes me lose consciousness. We are dead? Dead? I'm dead? I continue to stare at Eva despite the terrible pain that forces me to take a knee. Eva's eyes are studded with crystal-like tears that reflect the sunlight like 1,000 sparkling diamonds. When I opened my eyes again, I had a shot of blood stuck in my chest. I could barely breathe. I couldn't hear any more sounds. I was the only survivor, and I was bleeding to death. I too was dying. Her voice begins to tremble with emotion. I would have preferred to die on the spot like everyone else, but I was doomed to agonize slowly. I called your name, Gyepi. I screamed it, but I was surrounded with silence. Alone in the world. Alone before death. Then I prayed with all my might. I prayed for a miracle. With trembling hands, Eva wipes away the tears that flooded her face. A face that looked so sweet, so innocent. How could she and Evelyn be one and the same? And the pain in my head is finally starting to fade. I remember everything now. The fall, the horrified screams, the feeling of my heart falling on impact, Emma's terrified eyes pressing against me, her hand in mine. Don't tell me she got some witch pact in order to confess to us or something, and then the situation from before evolved. Feeling like Gyepi the professor here right now. Trying to understand stuff before getting to know it. The sensation of falling forever. The nothingness. I died that day. We all died that day. Our miracle happened. My pleading was heard. It'll be like a pact. I was given these powers. I look up at Eva. What? Who gave you what? Eva shakes her head sadly. I was given these powers, that's all that matters. While I was dying, I was able to create this alternate reality, this eternal dream, where we were all together again. Eva paused again, agitated with new sobs. Gyepi, I'm so sorry. When I got my powers, I thought that was a sign of fate, that I could finally get my revenge. Oh, then there was some revenge after all. Revenge? For what? Who the hell is this girl? You wanted revenge on the whole class? Eva gives me a sad smile. It's a long story I'm not proud of, about a shy and cowardly student. Eva, she may have been in my class since high school, but I hardly ever talked to her. She's a shy person who barely interacts with others. Bullying? What did she want to get back at? Don't tell me you wanted to get back at the class just because nobody paid you any attention. Shut up, Gyepi. Eva laughs nervously. No, of course not, that I'm used to. I don't know if I can. The pain finally subsides and allows me to stand up fully. Look there, earlier when you were Evelyn, you told me everything that I had a choice to know. In her life so she can be what the main character. And I made a choice, so I want to know. Eva looks away to the horizon. You're right, you have a right to know. But Liz, I have no right to ask you this, but try not to judge me too harshly. Tell me everything. Eva closes her eyes as if recalling extremely distant events. I don't even know where to start. Eva opens her wide eyes and stares at me with affection. I don't think you remember this, but I've been in your class since high school. You've been on the same path ever since, all the way through college, and for as long as I can remember, I've always loved you. Eva loves me? Evelyn loves me? All this was love? Everything you put me through, it was love? You think it was love? My fists clench again, and a palpable hatred comes over my face. Love.
Mamma mia!
She doesn't care about me. She's insane. All this pain, this torture. Eva raises her trembling hands in front of her. As if to protect herself from my fury. I promised you I would tell you everything, but you have to promise to listen to me all the way. Anger spreads through every fiber of my being. It would be so easy to grab her skull and slam it against a rock. Again and again and again. Gyepi, please. Her pleading eyes remind me of Emma's just before she died. In the auditorium with Evelyn. In the bus. Emma. I manage to regain control of my emotions. The intense fury finally subsides, and my breathing returns to a normal rhythm. I promise. Thank you, Gyepi. Eva gives me a hesitant look. Do you want to sit next to me? I'm fine where I am. If I get too close, I'm not sure I can suppress my urge to strangle her. Ui. Eva gives me another sad smile. Well, of course, I understand. I feel nothing but hatred for her. So why am I afflicted with that twinge of sadness every time I meet her distress-filled eyes? Eva takes a deep breath, as if each new sentence made her suffer. I love you, Gyepi. I've always loved you. We very rarely spoke, but I was completely under your charm. My charm? Is she kidding me? I was just an average high school student, nothing special. Not especially handsome, nor popular, or smart. So what charm are you talking about? Eva allows herself a warmer smile, as if comforted by the memory of a simpler time. More candid. You had very popular friends, but despite that, you were nice to everyone. Even with a nobody like me. Whenever we spoke, you didn't care what others thought of me. You were just nice, in ways that made you exceptional. You will always be special to me. I don't know if I was especially nice to anyone. I was just trying to be polite, that's all. You weren't trying to put yourself out there at all costs, like most of other high schoolers. You just wanted the people around you to be happy. I don't remember being that selfless. I was trying not to hurt others for the sake of it, but anyone would do the same, right? Decent people, that is. I was just doing it to make people like me, that's all. If I had been really popular, I probably would have been even worse than the others. Eva looks at me with a particularly fond look on her face as she shakes her head. No, it's in your nature, you're a kind person. It's one of the most beautiful qualities in the world. Being kind is a quality? I feel like they say that about the naive and foolish. A quality is surely luck. I'm so much worse than you. It was this quality that attracted Emma. That's why she fell in love with you. Emma, no one expected a girl like her to end up with someone like me. No one, including me. It's true that I was so surprised when she agreed to go out with me. When we started college, I was ecstatic to be in the same graduating class as you. I made it my goal to tell you how I felt after freshman year, to give me courage, to dare to talk to you more, to spend more time with you. But you fit in very quickly, you made a new group of friends, and most importantly, you started a relationship with Emma. I was devastated when I saw the two of you together, but even so, I was happy for you. Emma seemed nice too. I thought you two were probably meant for each other and that fate was telling me to move on alone. So I decided to make a fresh start. I went to all the students' parties. I tried to talk to as many people as I could. I really tried to fit in, to be a normal student. It didn't work out so well, except with one person who was quick to give me attention. You know him, I think. His name was Lucas. Oh, Lucas, the first victim Evelyn interviewed? The rapist. I slowly recalled the rumors from the first loop about him. His technique, it was always the same. He targeted shy, isolated girls to... Goodness. Yikes. Eva shudders and folds her arms around herself. I was the perfect victim, isolated, desperate. He invited me to his room. It was the middle of the day. I didn't suspect anything. I thought he might want to just... kiss me. The distress in her voice becomes painfully palpable. As soon as I walked in, he locked the door behind me. He pinned me against his bed and he started to choke me. An intense feeling of unease enveloped me in this heavy, overpowering cloak. This is the first time I've heard testimony from a rape victim. He finally released the pressure on my throat, but he told me he would do it again if I screamed. I could hardly breathe. I was completely in shock. I never imagined it could happen like that to me. Just imagine the scene makes me nauseous. Lucas was capable of doing such a thing? He undressed me, then he... Eva pauses for a moment. I can hear the sound of tears crashing on the bright green lawn. When she resumes, her voice becomes more mechanical, as if she was protecting herself behind an automatism of language to evoke this traumatic memory. He filmed everything, he always filmed everything, and then sold his videos to Lucy. Oh, I see where this is going. Lucy, the third victim of Evelyn's questions right after Matt. The one who was putting porn videos online no matter where they came from. Lucy owned a porn website. She only posted amateur videos impossible to find elsewhere. Blackmail. She had several regular suppliers within the university. Lucas was one of her favorites, because rape videos are apparently highly sought after on the internet. Who wants to see a rape video? If porn actresses are known to go all out during their filmed lovemaking, it's because people want to see a consenting video, right? They're looking for something normal, right? Nope. Once a video is published on the internet, it's there forever. You can take it down, it would always reappear on another site, like a digital heater. And regarding pornographic videos, everyone always ends up knowing about it. Starting with the relatives, it's absolutely inevitable. When my parents found out about the video, I thought about killing myself. They didn't believe me, they said I was responsible for what happened to me. What the hell? I was alone, isolated, in complete distress. I couldn't even file a complaint. I was too ashamed. I fought forever defiled, even my parents. Even they didn't want to have anything to do with me anymore. My throat constricted slightly, with emotion. I never imagined that the consequences of rape could take on such proportions. I didn't even imagine that a rape could happen anywhere but at night, in a poorly lit alley. I had nothing but dark thoughts. I was thinking of the most discreet way to end my life, so as not to disturb the world around me. I didn't want to live anymore, not after all this. I'm sorry. I can't think of anything else to say. I don't know what to think. Evelyn is talking to me, the one who sadistically tortured us. And yet I feel for her some form of compassion. I'm not a heartless monster. I can help but feel empathy for those who suffer. Eva has suffered, she continues to suffer. I'm truly sorry. Eva lifts her head and gives me another smile. Great family per spiral here. Yeah. Seems like she had no one by her side at all. You know, Gyepi, the only thing that kept me going back then was you. This night that I was going to see again the next morning. That's what finally pushed my darkest thoughts away. I kept going despite the pain. Who would have guessed that there was so much pain so close to me? Who knows if Eva is just an isolated case? Who knows if other anonymous people are not suffering daily, in the same classroom, just a few rows away? Who knows? Is that why Evelyn targeted them? To punish them for what they had done to you? Eva nods slowly. Revenge leaves nothing but emptiness. I only realize it now, but Eva inhales painfully, then resumes her story. After my rape, I shut myself off completely. I was content to stay in the shadows protected by my shell. People barely noticed me, even less than in high school. I had become perfectly invisible to the point where I was completely forgotten. It was so easy for me to learn everyone's secrets. People would barely lower their voices when they saw me. Or later, when they pretended not to see me. All I had to do was sit nearby, pretend to work, and listen. I developed a certain perverse attraction to other people's sordid stories, as if to convince myself that I wasn't the only one suffering. That after all, the world was just this cruel and that pain was just one more feeling among many. If I were you, I don't know how I would have reacted. I don't know if, believe me, you would have reacted much better than I did, because what drives you is kindness, where my heart was dominated by hatred. I learned a lot of people's dirty secrets. How much forced Zoe to have an abortion, for example, and how traumatized she was by it. I quickly understood Chloe's true feelings when I heard her spread the rumor about her sister. Zoe was terrified that her name would be made public, that her parents would find out. I felt like I experienced something similar. I almost felt sorry for her, especially since it was her own sister who had betrayed her. To cover her tracks, Chloe found the perfect scapegoat. She targeted someone weak and isolated, someone she could safely attack. The famous rumor. She convinced Zoe that you were behind it. That's why Zoe was all the more stunned when she learned that Chloe was the real culprit. Eva nods with an abysmally sad look on her face. Zoe was terrified and scared that people can be very cruel. She brought that to me for many months. She and Chloe they made me pay for it. But you know, I didn't blame Zoe that much. For all her arrogance, she loved her sister deeply, and she took her word for it. That was something I respected a lot. I so wish someone had loved me like that, so it was definitely Chloe that Evelyn was targeting. Zoe was just collateral damage, a way to torture Chloe a little more by making her think she would get away with it. Is that why you targeted them both, with special treatment for Chloe? Eva nods again, eyes downcast. I'm not proud of it, but I felt like I was acting on some kind of justice. A justice that was completely twisted, but that systematically went my way. I was both the judge and the executioner. I also learned that Emma had cheated on you. My heart stops for a moment. Of course Evelyn knew. That's why she targeted Emma. At that moment I wanted to hurt her so badly. To punish her. for daring to do that when she was the one you had chosen. The one I would have dreamed of being. But I didn't even have the courage to talk to you anymore. Ever since I was raped, how could I have explained to you that Emma had cheated on you? You probably wouldn't have believed me, or worse, you would have hated me for it. You would have eventually learned the truth about me and... Eva catches her breath, her voice slightly hoarse. I stayed a spectator, hoping that you would eventually discover the truth somehow. And to finally be able to contemplate Emma's plight. Emma, she's been trying so hard following this event. She seemed to make you happy. Time passed, and in the end, you never learned the truth. You stayed together, and your relationship even grew stronger. The pieces of the puzzle are slowly falling into place. Eva, she'd been repressing her hatred for months. For years. She's been abused, humiliated, hurt. All these masquerade, these powers mysteriously offered on a silver platter. She was finally able to take revenge on her tormentors. But her twisted justice, to use her words, was gradually altered by the intoxication of power. The court became a farce, and justice became cruelty. A cruel and absurd outlet. Then, Jessica, did you plan to kill them? Did they humiliate you too? Eva thrust her head toward the horizon, staring into space. I don't know what I was planning anymore. I felt almighty, like the world was finally seeing me as who I wanted to be. Respected, admired, feared. I guess I would have spared them a little longer if they hadn't tried to... Eva sighed heavily and a sad smile appeared on her lips. Jessica was pretty unsympathetic, but to be honest, she treated all the girls the same. She was like a wounded animal, snarling and scared. The other girls weren't nice to her, far from it. She was just trying to protect herself. I would stay in my corner and she would leave me alone. As for Dan, he never gave me the slightest bit of attention, neither good nor bad. I had no particular reason to get back at him. If he had stayed in his place, that explains why Dan and Jessica survived so long, why Emma was sacrificed before them. So my theory was partially correct. I let out a nervous chuckle. That's a pointless win. Completely pointless. Despite the tears, Eva's big eyes look into mine. I'm really not proud of having taken revenge like that. I feel a lot of shame about it, and even more so because you're the one I'm telling this whole story to. But the worst part is that these revenges were not my main goal. You're just an extra satisfaction. Eva clenches her small fist resting on her lap. I owe you the truth. The real reason I orchestrated this whole masquerade, all this violence. Her voice breaks into sobs. It was because of you, Gyepi. I wanted to hurt you. Just you. What? Me? What? I stared at Eva in a daze, my brain thinking fast. I never did anything to her, did I? After all these years, we had barely talked together, especially in college. Don't tell me it's because I didn't save her. And she said herself I was pretty nice to her, polite at least, normal. I have never done anything cruel, but I never did anything to you. I'm not a freak like Lucas or Lucy. That's it, you didn't do anything. There we go. That's it. I knew it. Eva shakes her head painfully. I know it's unfair to blame you for this, but after I was raped, you had become my beacon in the night. The only reason I was willing to live another day despite the humiliation. Despite the inedible stain inside me. But when Chloe convinced her sister to lash out at me, I found out myself on the verge of despair again. I couldn't understand how so many cruelties could happen to me. Every time I looked at you from afar, I gritted my teeth and managed to take another humiliation. I wanted you to be proud of me, even if you had no idea what I was going through. As long as you didn't know, I couldn't blame you. You were my secret love, my one and only comfort. But one day you finally learned. You saw everything. Oh? And you looked away. Tears flowed gently down her alabaster skin, thin as porcelain. Did I? Thin, delicate and fragile. My eyes widen as the scene flashes back to me. Of course I knew. That morning I saw Chloe and Zoe. I saw them humiliating Eva in a secluded corner of the park. They were putting her through... They were cruel. I saw the desperate look in Eva's eyes, the same look she has now. I lowered my eyes and walked away, as if I hadn't seen anything. I had just had a fight with Emma, our biggest fight ever. I was scared, terrified of losing her. I desperately needed the twins' support to convince Emma to forgive me, to advocate for me. They were so close, the three of them. When I saw them hurting you, I didn't want to risk turning them against me. Stupid Gyepi. I chose to look the other way. I lower my gaze in turn. I'm sorry, Eva. I like it when you say my name. With her face still studded with tears, Eva flashes a small, embarrassed smile. I can't find the words. I don't know what I'm supposed to say. I don't even know what to feel. Pity, compassion, hate? Is it enough to justify her actions? She made the whole class suffer, the whole class that was already dead before she even began her vengeful, power-drunk work. It was unfair of me to expect you to act any other way. Anyone would have looked the other way. Everyone who knew before you looked away. But I couldn't help but hope. In my eyes, you were perfect. An ideal of kindness. You were the one who had saved me without even knowing it. So when you left me to my fate, I experienced it as the worst betrayal. I thought I was going to lose all hope, but my love for you turned into resentment, into hate. I had no right to blame you, Gyepi. I'm so sorry, but I couldn't help it. Because of that hate, I found the strength to keep living, until the trip. Until the accident. Eva bites her lips, in obvious pain. You're free to not believe me, but when I was dying after the accident, I didn't pray that I could get revenge, or even to get out alive. I prayed for you to survive. I feel completely unnerved by that last sentence. She wanted me to survive despite the hatred she felt. I don't understand, you hated me. Eva shakes her head. Hate is no substitute for love, Gyepi. On the contrary, it only amplifies it. I never stopped loving you, with all my heart. I remain stunned by her words. Evelyn loved me. She did all this for me, torn between her and goodness, sorry. Drinking water. Eva, a full of confidence course. Goodness. Self-love confidence course. She did all this for me, torn between her resentment and her love for me. I was the main character in this masquerade. That's why she was so familiar with me, that she would spare me no matter what I did. But after I got these powers, I thought it was my destiny to punish you, that you deserved to be punished. I wanted to punish you to make you suffer by killing those you were close to, until you felt the despair that had become my daily life for years. You wanted to multiply the loops, to continue punishing me. You allowed me to keep all my memories like the others so that my despair would build up with each new loop. Eva awkwardly wipes her tears with the back of her hand. Gyepi, forgive me. I'm so sorry. I had no right to make you suffer when I love you so much. I remain stunned. Conflicting feelings passed furiously inside me when I saw you collapse after Jessica's death. When you begged me to kill you in despair, I felt an immense emptiness. I felt nothing of the joy I had imagined. It was all bitterness. I knew then that I had been wrong all along. My powers are meant to save the one I love, not to hurt him. Around us the horizon blurs slightly. Something is not right. What's going on? I'm going to do what I should have done all along. Forgive me, Gyepi. I'm petrified of an outburst of power that I'm unable to comprehend. The world around us slowly crumbles, leaving only a bright white light behind. What are you doing? Stop! Don't worry, Gyepi, I'm going to save you. No, you can save us all. I know you can do it. Eva smiles at me with a sad look on her face. No, Gyepi, I'm the only one left. I can only save one person. A life for a life. I won't save anyone but you. I love you, Gyepi. There must be another solution. Maybe I could save her. Wait. First I'm gonna go... First I'm gonna go nothing. I cannot even save. Then the second one. A life for a life. Eva continues to smile at me. Gyepi, thank you. Eva, you don't deserve to die. Eva shakes her head. A loving look on my face. No one deserves to die. I only realize that now. Eva has suffered all these years, alone in silence. And the only time I could have helped her, I left her to her fate. Not this time. I see only one solution. I close my eyes and focus on my own body. Farewell, Gyepi. I don't want Eva to sacrifice herself. She has already suffered too much. She deserves to have a new beginning. And after all, I'm already dead. I'm not worth saving. Eva is. I must save Eva. I think back to the rotting bodies of the dead students. Emma, then Jessica. My body is the same. Dead. I intensify my focus. I am dead. Simply dead. My body is nothing but a pile of dead flesh. Nature immediately takes over. The warm touch of my wet clothes confirms that they are now soaked in blood. My blood. Gyepi, what are you doing? I'm already dead. My body collapses to the ground. No! Ooh. I open my eyes again and see Eva kneeling right next to me. Her face studded with clear tears. I feel the life tearing out of me quickly through my wounds that are far too deep to be treated. Gyepi, why? She pressed my hand against her face. I managed to move my fingers to caress her wet cheek. Eva, no, please, stop. It was my destiny. I had to save you. I managed to wince a smile despite the pain, flooding my entire body. Stop talking about fate. We are the only ones responsible for our actions, for better and for worse. So... Eva shakes her head and squeezes my hand against her with all her might. I had to save you. It was the only thing I could be proud of. Why should you have to sacrifice yourself for a solid piece of trash like me? Eva, you are not. If you can still cry for others, then you are not solid. Eva's tears fall delicately on my bloody face. Leave, Eva. Please, leave. She has already suffered too much. She deserves her chance at happiness. She deserves to live. I can't, not without you. Then leave for me too. Start anew. I will always be somewhere in you. Eva's lips tremble uncontrollably as she tries to articulate something. I love you, Gyepi. Eva. The last thing I feel is the touch of her lips against mine. Her lips are so soft. Oh, midnight, you have broken. The curse of the Midnight Witch. Miss, can you hear me? Her heart rate is stable. She should regain consciousness. Miss, if you can hear me, look at me. Gyepi, how are you feeling? The doctor is our professor. Gyepi, I love you. She needs to rest. Everything is fine, don't worry. I want to see Gyepi. Listen, Eva, can I call you Eva? Show me Gyepi. Gyepi, you were all caught in a terrible accident. The bus you were on fell into a ravine. Given the force of the impact, all of the passengers were condemned to almost certain death. Against all odds, rescue workers found 2 survivors. You and one of your classmates. Gyepi, he's really... dead. I'm sorry, Eva, he had punctured lungs. We put him on oxygen, but his chances of survival were slim. His other organs eventually failed one by one, and he finally succumbed shortly after arriving in the emergency room. Oh, sounds fair, makes sense, yeah. I want you to know that despite his condition, he kept repeating your name over and over. With what little oxygen he was able to absorb, I am very sorry. As for you, your heart gave out immediately upon arrival at the hospital. Without a heart transplant, you are doomed. By a twist of fate, he was on the donor list and his heart was in goodness, there we go! In perfect condition. The heart donor thingy. We checked your compatibility and we decided to start the surgery immediately. Without this providential heart, you would not have made it through the night. You're what we call a miracle case, Eva. The whole staff is very glad to see you alive. Gyepi saved me again. Another Grizzly reference. Goodness. He sacrificed himself to save me? Well, you could put it this way. His heart saved your life indeed. I am truly sorry for what happened to you. You and Gyepi seemed very close. He is the love of my life. I'm sorry for your loss, Eva. Listen, try to get some rest. You must be exhausted. I'll come back later. You're safe now, Eva. Don't worry, everything will be fine. Gyepi, Gyepi, thank you for everything. You gave me the greatest gift of all, the hope to live. I will do anything to make you proud. You will always live with me, within me. In this heart you've entrusted to me, I will do my best to help those who suffer in silence, those who have lost all hope, like me before you saved me. So stay with me, please. Stay with me forever. I love you, Gyepi. Goodness, that's it? I wanna try the other choices. Like, this game did not make me that emotional, but I enjoyed it. Overall, I really like the art mostly. Ooey ooey. I have no idea how many endings are there, by the way. It doesn't even have achievements for me to understand that, but let's see. Korean manga, basically. Oh, I do know those, even though I never read one. Baba does read them. I cannot even skip. Right? Oh. Gyepi, can you hear me? Forgive me for everything I put you through. I don't want to do it again. All I want is for you to forget this nightmare. Trust me, it's for the better. Gyepi, thank you. Thank you for everything. I love you. I will always love you. So, farewell, my love. Nope. I have to start over? It is like the manhwa. Into Korean dramas, I have to get him into those myself. I used to watch so many, but then I didn't have enough time or will to watch them. But eventually I wanna go back to watching them and show them to Baba as well. Let's start over then. What a pain. Wah! This thing of the king closing to, I swear, français. Bonjour. Comment ça va? Je suis Simé, the dancing waffle. Thank you for the hydrate. Oh no. Save time, no. Oh, so we do have the save files. Goody goody. I cannot skip. I cannot skip. Let's go through it quickly. And just so you know, I was first of my class in French, but I forgot everything. No, it doesn't work. Control. Wait. Let's try now. There we go. I was first to do my class. In the last semester in English, I had like 16 out of 20 for the whole semester. Good job! For me, actually it was not difficult at all to be first, because over here with English they're just so bad. Like so bad, it was insane. Not gonna lie. Okay, there must be another solution. Stop, there has to be another way. We can. Eva continues to smile at me. You don't have to sacrifice yourself for me. I'm sure we can find a way to save us all. I'm so glad you care about me. Gyepi, thank you. Ah, whoa. I try to rush at her, but an invisible barrier prevents me. Stop, let me through. We can do this. Eva shakes her head, a loving look on my face. Eva, you don't deserve to die. I was the coward. I should have done something. French people do have a historical clash with English, so yeah. Like, for you personally, was it difficult to start learning English? Like, coming to my native language, it's way too different. But like, over here with spaghetti eaters, it's even somehow similar, some words. So that shouldn't be even that difficult to them, but still, even when they finish school, they can't really speak proper English, so I was desperate because of that. I was bad at English back in mid-school, but some video games summer grades changed that. Oh, I totally understand. Like here, I did not improve much by studying it at school. Basically, what I knew at the end of elementary school, like 4th elementary grade, I knew more than they knew here after finishing all of the classes. That's absurd. Like, I understand starting to study 2 years later, but still. After 10 years to know less than someone in 4, it's a bit exaggerated here. Like, you could not play games like Mount & Blade without English, and I probably spent thousands of hours on that. I see. Myself, I started playing visual novels and was like, wasn't I good at English? And started to translate manically all of the words that I didn't understand, and with years I improved it a lot. Offline summer at my grandpa's place on my laptop. I did play on an old laptop of mine as well. It had like more than 6 years. I had no idea how it worked, but I didn't even know that it was a lot. 6 years for a laptop. It was old, always overheating, like vroom vroom each time I open it. A single visual novel, but still, I reached my goal. Eva, you don't deserve to die. I was the coward. I should have done something. No one deserves to die. I only realized it now. Traces of blood appear on Eva's body. Me. As the world continues to crumble all around us. Gyepi, if you ever manage to forgive me, I hope you'll keep a small place in your heart for me. I jump both fists against the invisible barrier. Once again, I'm totally powerless, like in the auditorium with Evelyn. Like since I died. Gyepi, would you repeat my name? Tears stream down my cheeks. Eva. The blue stains widen on her body, and the pain in her voice is palpable. Despite this, her smile remains intact. I love when you say my name. Eva! Thank you. Forgive me. Eva! Farewell, Gyepi. I love you. Eva! 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 I can see anything but a blinding white light. I'm like expecting my neighbors to ask, who's Eva, at some point. Because you can hear everything with these walls. As mentioned before. I can see anything but a blinding white light. No matter how much I scream, no sound comes out of my mouth. Helplessly, I close my eyes and lose consciousness. To the ending we go. Ding dong. The Midnight Witch has decided to save you. Oh, I did not even notice that the text has changed, goodness. Sir, can you hear me? I wonder if it's pretty much the same. His heart rate is stable, he should regain consciousness. Sir, if you can hear me, look after me. I tried to articulate a few words, but only a guttural rattle comes out of my mouth. I open my eyes and discover what appears to be a hospital room. Several people in scrubs are bent over me. I feel almost no pain, and my brain is perfectly awake. One of the people leaning over me, dressed in a long white coat, carefully straightens me up. I guess he's a doctor. I feel like I recognize him. Don't worry, it's a side effect of the anesthesia. You'll be able to talk very soon. How are you feeling? Eva, you need to rest. Everything is fine, don't worry. Where is Eva? My voice regains some composure. Although my body is still very numb, my mind is clearer than ever. I'm back in reality. The real one. The one where the accident took place. Is everyone dead? The doctor sits down on the edge of the bed and motions for the other people to leave the room. Listen, Gyepi, can I call you Gyepi? What happened? Where is Eva? It looks the same. All passengers were condemned to almost certain death. Against the odds, rescue workers found 2 survivors. You know her? A painful coughing fit interrupts me, but I manage to catch my breath. Don't push too hard, you're still... Eva, where is she? Eva had punctured lungs. Even the lung thing is the same. Your heart gave out. Just the bit radiates into my palm. Your prognosis was very serious. You needed a heart transplant urgently. You're what we call a miracle case, Gyepi. The whole staff is very glad to see you alive. Eva sacrificed herself to save me. Her heart beats inside me. With both hands on my heart, I bend my head and burst into tears. The doctor places his hand on my shoulder in a comforting gesture, and leaves the room. Eva, thank you. Tears roll down my cheeks and finish their inexorable fall onto the white sheets. I'm sorry, Eva. I'm not worthy your sacrifice. I turn my gaze to the window. My heartbeat quickens slightly, as if she is still present with me. As if to send me one last goodbye. Eva, I will never forget you. You will always have a special place in my heart. Everyone is dead except me. Emma, Dan, Jessica, Eva, everyone in our heart. I lost everything that day. My friends, Emma, I'm all alone now. And yet I received something incredible thanks to Eva. I'm alive, the greatest gift ever. I must live for all those who died. To honor the memory of those who loved me, those who will never walk this earth again. To live in a way that makes Eva proud of me. To be worthy of the image you had of me. To be worthy of her sacrifice. The sun slowly continues its path across the horizon, and a few rays reach my face, as if to greet me. Eva, thank you for everything. The future probably still holds many sorrows for me, but also joy. So much potential joy. No matter what happens, I have to keep moving forward. For Emma, for the others, for all those for whom the journey stopped too quickly, too soon. For Eva, for Eva. Thank you so much for playing. Okay. Let's check the other choices from before. We do have some more there. Okay. It was a sad story too. Oh, they reset the name. Or more like, did not code it properly in this part. Because before, she was addressing me as Gyepi. Okay. Start the nightmare over. Okay. Dun, 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 dun. Oh goodness, but there are so many choices. What am I gonna do? I just want this to stop, this nightmare. Evelyn stares at me silently, tears in her eyes. Let me join the others, please. Evelyn displays an incredibly weary look on her face. Gyepi, I don't think I have the strength to go on. My voice breaks into sobs. No, there is no gallery. Nope. Please, please. I'm sorry, I didn't mean for... Stop it all, please. Evelyn sighs heavily, then closes her eyes, placing her hand on my head. I'm going to make you join Emma and the others. Does it mean she's going to... Yes, it's probably for the best. A misty white veil invades my field of vision as I gradually lose consciousness. Forgive me, Gyepi. I think... Oh! Time is stuck. Oh no. Hi! Hey, beautiful. With a smooth motion, I pull Emma against me and kiss her gently. Oh, I know how it's gonna end. Emma turns crimson. Dan, does privacy mean anything to you? It's not my fault you're doing this in public. Come on, keep going. I just need to get a chair and... Orator looks for his back, comes down on Dan's head with a thud. I'm really going to end up bleeding you like a pig. It hurts so much. Tomorrow I'll bring my studded purse and you'll understand what your pain is. And the pain of having to put up with you every morning. What do you do with... Oof! Jessica's left knee smashes into Dan's belly with deadly accuracy and nearly regurgitates the contents of his stomach. One more like that and you can kiss your family jewels goodbye. Emma turns to me with an amused look. I feel like we get interrupted by Dan too often. I nod with a smile, but he pays a high price for it every time. Emma tiptoes up and whispers in my ear, if you do well in class tonight, maybe I'll sleep over at your place. Just like every night since I started this endless day all over again. I place a kiss on her hair and hold her close while Dan manages to sit up while blowing at Jessica. I don't know how many times I've already started this day over. I stopped counting after the 1000th loop. Evelyn never showed up after the second and final loop. Since then, I have only revived this perfectly ordinary day. The day always starts in the morning, right at the university. I kiss Emma, watch Dan get scolded by Jessica, and ignore Wes, who mostly stands in Dan's shadow. If I focus hard enough, I can see their decomposed bodies. Their true nature. The one Evelyn left them in. In those moments I close my eyes and take a deep breath. I squeeze Emma's hand and I think about her smile, and everything goes back to normal. I'm stuck in an infinite loop. The same day unchanging, starting over as soon as the clock hits midnight. No matter what I do. Evelyn offered me this illusory happiness to make up for everything she's done, then she disappeared completely. She, the source of all evil. I have tried to call her many times, but I'm hopelessly alone. The only one who remembers anything. For everything else, it is just a normal day. They're totally unaware of being trapped in a time loop. Why all this masquerade? I don't know, I believe that there is nothing more to understand. Evelyn disappeared, and with her the answer to all my questions. Now left with this fake happiness, and yet it all feels very real at the same time. Thanks to this loop, I can see Emma smile every day, touch her, hold her close. I'll probably end up going crazy one day, by dint of repetition. But for now, I'm fine with this situation, it makes me happy. Happy enough to face another repetition of this endless day, today again, and probably tomorrow, and the day after tomorrow, and maybe even... We better get going, all the good seats will be taken otherwise, I grimace. The way we're sitting in the front row, okay? We'll see, hurry up! I smile as Emma pulls me by the arm into the main building. I love you, Emma. She turns to me and gives me the most beautiful smile ever. I love you, Gyepi. I look up at the sky lit by bright sun, as always. There will be no singing tomorrow. All are present, frozen in an illusion of happiness. But I know I'll be able to handle another day. And probably one more tomorrow. Beyond that, we'll see. Okay. My feverish gaze alternates between the two twins, both with the same pleading look. Zoe spontaneously asked me to sacrifice her for her sister, like Emma, who only thought of my survival until the very last second. Like Emma. Me executioner on behalf of Evelyn. Crap. Evelyn slowly climbs the stairs in our direction, clearly fascinated by my moral dilemma. I can save at least one of the twins in memory of Emma, and in memory of Zoe, she who begged me to pick her to protect her sister, Chloe. Zoe's lips stretched into a kind smile, despite a slight veil of sadness in her eyes. Thank you, Gyepi. Chloe looks at her sister with wide eyes. Zoe, don't worry, Chloe, everything will be fine. Just as Chloe's face looks like it's about to burst into tears, her features suddenly morph into a cruel caricature. Oh, so it's the same after all. Okay. Wait, let me check out. I'm gonna Google up about the endings, but I think I've done all of them. No, I think we completed it. Too bad there's no gallery. Like, no gallery and no achievements is a bit difficult indeed. Also, cinnamon buns. I did share upon my Discord server and on Twitter a link for a poll so that you can choose the next game I'm gonna play for the little celebration of the follower goal as we reach the 100 as a number, okay? I did find myself some more little demo games to play, by the way. I'm gonna see if I find something to play right now or not. Okay, so in case I do stream later on tonight, as I have no idea because my sleep was not as good, I'm gonna check out the demo games that I have noted down so far. And we do have 2 titles, actually 3, I wanted to cover, so I do get coverage points on a certain website that does offer wikis. Shh. Okay. I could send you one White Night Dream. That would sound goody if you can afford that at least. And so far I'm planning to play like... There is Ghost Trick demo, Judge Servet demo, Ghost Pia demo, I Just Want to Be Single demo, the one that you showed me, Watamari demo, the one that Sime showed me as well. Then also Bugaboo Pocket demo, goodness, and the Silent Kingdom demo, so we got plenty of them, yeah, indeed. So we're gonna see how it goes for this evening. Or if maybe I feel like I'm gonna get to sleep in the evening, I may stream once again in a few hours when Baba will get his nap. We'll see about that. So far, thank you for stopping by and don't leave just yet, stay for the raid. Demo galore. Is that site the site I recommended? Oh no, it's called Wowit. Wait, I'm gonna show you. I did use Kmailer as well, but it decided at some point, like pretty recently, that I'm no longer eligible with my Twitch account, I guess because of the number of followers and the average viewer number. I prefer 괊ᴇᴅ, but here I do see that once you cover the games, you got like a +1 game coverage. It's a bit like annoying the fact that the games are like arranged in a way you can request certain keys only in case you covered X number of titles and a certain amount of followers, but at the very least this way you will not get as many declined offers as in 괊ᴇᴅ, because in 괊ᴇᴅ you could place the request for any title and they just decline you when they're not interested, but here they do state the requirements that they want you to have, then you will be having more probability to be accepted at the very least. So, for the raid. Also, in case you did not vote just yet for the next game for me to play, of course, forgot to link the poll. You leave your votes here, cinnamon buns, okay? So that we play something that you want me to see. To see me play. Goodness, I can no longer speak. What's new? Okay. And we're gonna raid a fellow Fox VTuber. Okay. Let's begin the raid. Don't forget to spam away the message. You'll be right for Gyepi Day. Have a nice day, cinnamon buns. See you soon. Bye bye.